Yes, good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So today we'll start with environmental chemistry. Okay. So what is environment? Yes, what do you mean by environment? What is environment? So environment is nothing but what is surrounded around us, right? So environment, nature, plants, trees. So these all, right, rivers, seas. This is all what it is. All the nature, right? So it is the environment. Environment is what that all which surrounded around us is nothing but your environment. So what it is, what do environmental studies tell you? It tells you, or it deals with the sum of all the social, economic, biological, physical, and chemical interactions with our surroundings. Okay, so environmental studies is nothing but we are dealing with all the social, economical, okay, biological, physical, and chemical interrelations with our surrounding. Okay, so what do you mean by environmental chemistry now? What do you mean by environmental chemistry? So environmental chemistry is what it deals with the origin. Okay, it deals with the origin. So you know that organisms, right? What is in environment? Nature is there, organisms are there, plants, animals, right? So these all ecosystem. So everything comes under environment. So what we are studying in environmental chemistry is it deals with the study of origin. Okay, from where it is origin, then the transport, then the reactions. Okay, then its effects and the chemical reactions which are taking place in the environment is nothing but we are going to study in the environmental chemistry. Okay, so it deals with what it is the sum total of all the conditions and influences which affect the development and life of all the organism on earth. Okay, so each organism has its own environment, right? So each organism it has its own environment. So what is environmental chemistry? So it is an interdisciplinary science. What do you mean by interdisciplinary? It means it is interrelated. Okay, it is interrelated with each other. So it is interrelated or interdisciplinary science involving all the branches of science. Okay, so which are the different branches? Chemistry, physics, life sciences, agriculture, etc. So it is interrelated. So environmental chemistry, it is interrelated with all the branches of science. Okay, so it is a science of chemical phenomena. So we are going to study the chemical phenomena that is occurring between the environment and the various sources. Okay, we are going to study its reaction, then the chemical species in water, source, soil, and air. So so this is environmental chemistry is nothing but it is a chemical phenomena. Okay, then it deals with what? It deals with the effect of human activities upon the segments of the environment such as atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. So how the human activities, so what are the different human activities which is showing a adverse effect on the environment? So we are going to, so environmental chemistry deals with that. Okay, so human activities, the adverse human activities which are shown on the environment such as on the atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere. Okay, so we are going to study in the environmental chemistry. So this is very important aspect of environmental study. So human activities, you know, human activities, when they're washing clothes, okay, washing clothes, then bathing, so all this what happens, so there it produces lot of waste materials are produced. Okay, from human activities they produce lot of waste materials, so which are thrown away in what again? So after what human do after producing these lot of waste material, they are where they are thrown away in the environment itself, right? So what happens, these waste, okay, these waste when they are thrown in the environment, so it causes pollution. Okay, what is pollution? So what is pollution? So that is the effect of undesirable changes. Okay, the effect of undesirable changes which is occurring in our surrounding, which has some harmful effect on plants, animal, and human beings. So pollution is nothing but what? When the undesirable changes. Okay, whenever you are doing some this now human activities, because of the adverse human activities, as they are throwing some waste, what is happening to the environment? So there is some change. Okay, so there is some undesirable change. So because of this undesirable change in the surrounding, so they will cause some harmful effects. Okay, so on the plants, then the animals and human beings which are present in environment. So this causes what? It causes the environmental pollution. So these wastes which are produced, they cause pollutions of air, okay, then water and soil. So pollutions of three segments of the environment. So it may, so these pollution, so this pollution, it may affect the three segments of environment: atmosphere, lithosphere and hydrosphere. Okay, atmosphere, lithosphere and hydrosphere. So this when it is the so when these pollutions, so when it is occurring or it is affecting this three layers, so it will refer to be as environmental pollution. So what are pollutants? So what is a pollutant? A substance that is responsible for pollution is called as pollutant. Okay, a substance that is responsible for pollution is called as pollutant. So it is the effect of unwanted changes. So what is pollution? It is the effect of unwanted changes in our surrounding that have adverse effects on animals, plants, and human beings. Okay, so this is environmental pollution. So what are the causes for environmental pollution? So what are the environmental pollution? So before this, what are pollutants? Okay, so there are two types of pollutant. One is degradable and another is non-degradable. So degradable, so wastes can be of two types. So one is what degradable means, like sewage, okay, plant waste, then animal waste. So these pollutants, so these are also wastes. Okay, so these can be degradable. So these can be degradable. So these pollutants can be degradable. So another type is what? Non-degradable. For example, DDT. Okay, some fertilizers. Okay, then DDT. So this DDT, what it will do, it is non-degradable. So this will have some adverse effect on the environmental pollution. So what are the basic causes for this environmental pollution? First is rapid industrial and technological development. So in most of the industries, okay, they produce some hazardous hazardous wastes. So this will be thrown away in the environment. So this is the first cause for environmental pollution. First is rapid industrial and technological development. Second is what? Manufacturing units engage in the production of drugs. So when you are formulating your medicines, okay, different type of drugs, antibiotics, dyes and agrochemicals. Okay, so the fertilizers used in agricultures. So when you are pesticides, so these all, when you're manufacturing them in the units, so that time they will produce. So when you're manufacturing such drugs, antibiotics and all, so these industries or manufacturing units, they produce lot of waste. Okay, so these waste, they are when they are thrown in the environment, okay, so these are the they will produce environmental pollution. Okay, they are hazardous. Then the third is excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides. So when you spray excessive, when you are spraying more of fertilizers and pesticides, okay, so to the plants, so what happens? So this will also be a cause for environmental pollution. Then next is development of atomic and nuclear energy. So for development of atomic and nuclear energy also, so this is also one cause of environmental pollution. Then industrial effluents and emission. So industries also, when industries, most of the industries, so when they are producing the product, whatever the product, whatever their byproducts they are forming. Okay, so from that also, from the industries also, more amount of toxic gases are released. Okay, so toxic gases are released, then byproducts are there from cement, sugar. So with industries, cement industry, sugar industries, okay, drug industries, so these release most of the toxic gases. Then paper and pulp, okay, pulp, then metallurgical processes in these most of the industries, so they will emit such toxic gases. So these are also one of the basic cause for environmental pollution. So these are different causes for environmental pollution. Okay, So now atmosphere. So atmosphere, you know, so atmosphere is a region of the air which is present just above the Earth's surface. Okay, so this is a region of the air which is just present above the Earth's surface. So this extends up to the height of 500 kilometers from the Earth's surface. So this extends up to height of 500 kilometers from the Earth's surface. So our current atmosphere is a mixture of many different gases and suspended particles. So you can see here the first diagram, you can see, so this is the Earth. Okay, so just above the Earth's surface is nothing but our this, okay, atmosphere. So this atmosphere, it is a mixture of different gases and suspended particles. You can see different gases are there, N2, O3, H2O, O2, carbon dioxide, N2, right? So these are different gases and some particles are suspended. So this our atmosphere is made up of such mixture. So the weight or approx mass of this atmosphere is 4.5 to 5 into 10 raised to 15 metric tons. Okay, so this is the mass of the atmosphere. So 1 million of the total weight of the Earth. So it is approx 1 million of the total weight of the Earth. So this atmosphere is further divided into 4 layers. So atmosphere, biosphere, okay, mesosphere. So these are the four this sphere's main constituents we'll see. So the regions of atmosphere, the first is troposphere. Okay, troposphere, it is the first layer. So it is called as tropos. Okay, tropos is nothing but constantly changing. Okay, so in this troposphere, so it consists of what? It consists of living organism and water vapor, air. Okay, so it mostly consists of living organism, water vapor, air. So what does it constitutes? It constitutes, so it constitutes 80% mass of atmosphere. So most of the mass of atmosphere is constituted in this particular troposphere. Okay. Then as the altitude increases means as the height increases, as you go above and above, what will happen to the temperature? Temperature will decrease. Okay. The minimum temperature at 10 kilometers. Okay. So this so 10 kilometer above is your above this Earth surface is your troposphere. So the layer between the troposphere and next is the stratosphere. The lower layer of the troposphere is called as tropopause. Okay, it is called as tropopause. So there is turbulent dusty zone. So this is a turbulent, it is having a turbulent dusty zone. So the clouds, okay. So most of the smoke and all. So there is a very dusty zone in this particular troposphere. So this is a first region, that is troposphere. Next is stratosphere. So stratosphere, what happens here? So again, so this is next to your troposphere. So as the temperature increases, what will happen? So here, as you go above, as the altitude increases, so here also temperature increases. Okay, as you go above, what will happen? The temperature will increase. Okay, so here the troposphere is a point of temperature inversion. You can see between the stratosphere and the troposphere, the upper layer of the troposphere and the lower layer of the stratosphere, you have stratopause. Okay, so in this stratosphere, what happens? Ozone. Okay, what happens here? Ozone. So here it is 50 kilometers above. So in this stratosphere, it is just 50 kilometers above that of the sea level. Okay, and this is called as, so this stratosphere, it prevents 99.5% of ozone, okay, sun's harmful radiation from reaching the Earth's surface. So this particular troposphere, so this particular stratosphere, what it does, it avoids it avoids the passage of 99.5% of ozone, okay, harmful radiations from reaching the Earth's surface. So hence temperature, what will happen? Hence temperature increases, and hence this region is also known as the ozonosphere, because here it is nothing but it is forming a thin layer. Okay, most of the harmful radiations from the sun has been observed in this particular region. Okay, so this region, because it observes most of the harmful radiation, okay, so the temperature will be more here. So temperature increases here. So this region is known as ozonosphere. So next is mesosphere. So temperature decreases with the height. So as you go above and above, what will happen here? The temperature will decrease as you are going away. above. Okay, so what will happen? The temperature will decrease with the height. So the region between the lower end of the mesosphere and the upper end of the stratosphere, the region is known as mesopause. Okay, mesopause. Then here the next is thermosphere. Thermosphere, in this thermosphere, most of the gases are present. So these gases will be in the ionized form. Okay, in its ionic form, the gases are present here. So these ions, what will they'll reflect the radio waves to the earth. So this place in the thermosphere, which the gases which are present, which are in the ionized form. So what it will do, it will reflect most of the ions. So what they will do, they will reflect the radio waves to the earth. So this will help with the wireless communication. So most of the gases which are present in the thermosphere, they will reflect the radio waves to the earth, and this helps in the wireless communication. Next is exosphere. Okay, so 500 to 1600 kilometers gradually merges with the outosphere. So this is the last sphere, exosphere. Okay, exosphere. So 500 to 1600. What happened? 500 to 1600 gradually merges with the outer sphere. So contains atomic and ionic oxygen, hydrogen, and helium. So what does this sphere consist of? This consists of atomic, ionic, oxygen, hydrogen, and helium. So beyond this is the stellar space. Okay, beyond this spheres. Okay, after the spheres is the your space. So we'll just brief this. So the gaseous envelope around the earth is called as the atmosphere. So atmosphere is nothing but comprised of what? Air. Okay, air, water vapor, and living organism. So it is nothing but it is called as the gaseous envelope around the earth. Okay, so this is the gaseous envelope which is around the earth. Then the lowest layer of this is extended up to 10 kilometers. So just 10 kilometer above the from the sea level is nothing but your troposphere. So above the troposphere, that is from 18 to 50 kilometers above the sea level is your stratosphere. Okay, and the next is mesosphere, which extends up to 50 to 85 kilometers. So troposphere is the first layer, that is above the sea level 10 kilometers, and above the sea level 18 to 50 kilometers is your stratosphere, and 50 to 85 kilometer is your mesosphere. Next, above mesosphere is the thermosphere, which is up to what? 640 kilometer. Okay, and above this thermosphere is the highest region of atmosphere known as the exosphere, which is 500 to 1600 kilometers, which is present, and it contains what? Ionized gas, which helps in wireless communication. So based on this, we'll solve some questions. So atmospheric content of carbon dioxide is, so you can see here what is the contents of atmosphere are. So nitrogen is 98.08%, oxygen is 20.95%, argon is 0.93%, carbon dioxide is 0.033%, and traces of other gases like neon, helium, methane, okay, krypton, H2O3, SO2. So they are in some traces. So which is the answer for atmospheric content of carbon dioxide is 0.03. So it is B. Okay, so B is the correct answer. The gaseous envelope around the earth is known as atmosphere. Okay, the lowest layer of this is extended up to 10 kilometers from sea level.
Troposphere.
This layer is B, troposphere, correct. This layer is troposphere. Which of the following region is the coldest? Okay, so these are some of the temperatures given. So temperature in stratosphere is -3 degrees Celsius. Troposphere is -15 degrees Celsius. Mesosphere is -100 degrees Celsius. Thermosphere is 500 to 200 degrees Celsius. So the correct answer is, which is the coldest? It is C. Okay, mesosphere. It is the coldest region. Remember that, which is the coldest region? It is mesosphere. natural air pollutants. Okay, so these are some of the natural air pollutants. What do you mean by natural air pollutants? So natural air pollutants can include, first is methane released from livestock. Okay, so in villages, what they do, so they dump all the waste material, right? All the household waste materials, like the vegetables, whatever the waste materials come from the household thing, that is a uh, okay, vegetables, then the wastage from vegetables, then the cow dung. So these all, what they do, they dump in a okay, they make a digester. So in that digester, they throw all this waste. Okay, and what is done? So they will no, there will be no supply of. It will be kept closed. Okay, it will be kept closed. There will be no supply of oxygen. So there will be what if there is no supply of oxygen? It will undergo what? Anaerobic condition. So anaerobic condition means what? The degradation of this particular, whatever the wastes are there in that digester, it will be what will happen? It will get degraded in a anaerobic system. Anaerobic system means what? Without the supply of oxygen. So without the supply of oxygen, these wastes, they get degraded, and what will happen? There will be formation of methane gas. So this methane gas, what they do, they can be used for cooking, right? In cooking gas, say they use this methane. So in village, they make use of such a thing. Okay, so methane released from livestock. So this also causes so this is a air pollutant. So this is a air pollutant. So this is natural air pollutant. Why? Because it is from the natural source, right? From natural source it is producing. Then second is smoke from uh, wildfires, smoke. Okay, so maybe because of man made because of man's mistake, or because of the natures. Okay, from nature, they in wild forest, what happens? There will be fire. Okay, so from that fires, if there is a lot of smoke, so this is also one of the natural air polluted. Then next is volcanic eruption. Okay, volcanic eruptions, when there will be burst of lava. Okay, so there also most of the harmful air pollutant will be released. So this is also a type of natural air pollutant. So classification of this air pollutants. So first is natural air pollutant. Natural means what? The sources are natural. Okay, the pollution which comes from the natural sources, such as forest fires, volcanic eruption, decomposition of organic material, and natural radioactivity. So because of this, whenever such natural sources, they produce such these. Okay, so these are nothing but the pollution which are caused from these natural sources are called as natural pollutants. So primary pollutants are what? Directly from the source. Okay, directly from the source, when it is the source. Okay, directly from the source, when the pollution is occurring, so that it is called as primary pollutants. So that is, these are present in the form as added by the man. That is, for example, carbon monoxide, SO2, then NO2 and DDT, etc. So this is what? Primary pollutant. Directly from the source, it is causing the pollution. So this is a primary pollutant. Secondary pollutant means what? It is the chemical reactions between the primary pollutant in the presence of sunlight. So from this primary pollutant, okay, whatever the primary pollutants which is present, okay, so this in the presence of sunlight, okay, the chemical reactions which is occurring between this primary pollutants in the presence of sunlight, this will cause you secondary pollutant. For example, HNO3, H2SO4, PA and PAN, and ozone molecule, O3, etc. So these are the some of the secondary pollutants. So SO2 gas, okay, sulfur dioxide plus O2, it will form what? Sulfur trioxide, SO3. So this sulfur trioxide, when it reacts with water molecule, okay, when it reacts with water molecule, it will form H2SO4. Okay, H2SO4, acidic rain, right? So this is a secondary pollutant. So this is like this. Okay, so from your primary source, you get your primary pollutant, you get SO3. Okay, you get SO2. Now this SO2, when it reacts further with water molecule, it will form what? H2SO4. So this is secondary. So what do you mean by primary? Primary is directly you get from the source. The pollution is from directly from the source. And secondary is what? It is the chemical reaction between the primary pollutant in the presence of sunlight. Now, gaseous air pollutant. So these are two gaseous air pollutant. We'll be discussing about sulfur trioxide and sulfur dioxide. So these two gases are colorless gas with pungent smell. Pungent smell means what? Okay, this, it is not sweet smell. Okay, it is very bad smell. Okay, bad or foul smell. So SO3 or SO2. Okay, so these gases are these are colorless gases with a very bad smell. So what are the sources from which you get SO2? So it is released because of volcanic eruptions. So whenever you have volcanic eruptions, from this, what is released is your sulfur dioxide. Then when you're burning your coal, okay, when you're burning your coal and oil, so there will be release of what? Sulfur dioxide gas. So this is a second source of sulfur dioxide gas. So when you're burning your oil and coal. Then next is hydrogen sulfide. So hydrogen sulfide also, from this you can obtain your sulfur dioxide. Then oil refineries. Okay, when oil refineries means what? From where you are extracting your oil. Oil refineries. Then H2SO4 manufacturing plants. So where sulfuric acid is produced. Okay. So from that manufacturing plants also the sulfur dioxide gas is released. So from this units also sulfur dioxide gas will be released, because this is a gaseous air pollutant. Means what? In the gas, okay, in your air, this sulfur dioxide will be mixed. So this is in gaseous state. Then roasting of sulfide ores in metallurgy. So when you're doing roasting method, okay, when you're roasting method, that is when you're extracting your sulfide ore in metallurgy, that is FES and ZNS. Okay, so that time also you will be released. Okay. Then next is effects of oxides of sulfur. So next is effects of oxides of sulfur. So SO2. So this SO2 gas. So this SO2 gas, it is poisonous. Okay, this is poisonous for both animals and plants. Please mute yourself.
Computer on
Please mute yourself. So sulfur dioxide, okay, sulfur dioxide. So this is poisonous. This is poisonous for both animals and plants. Okay. Then in low concentration, whenever the sulfur dioxide is in low concentration, it will cause irritation in eyes. So which result in tears and redness of the eyes. Okay. So when the sulfur dioxide, it is in low concentration, it is released in the environment or in the gaseous environment, what will happen? So it causes irritation in your eyes, which in results in your tears and redness of the eyes. So this sulfur dioxide, what it causes? It causes asthma. Okay, it causes asthma. Then decolorization of plant leaves. You know chlorophyll, right? The pigment which is used in colorization of plant leaves. So when sulfur dioxide is released in atmosphere, so plant they will undergo decolorization. Okay, the green plant, green leaves will it will undergo decolorization, and when it is exposed or it is prolonged exposed to sulfur dioxide. Okay, so this process of decolorization of plant leaves, okay, it is called as chlorosis. It is called as chlorosis. Chlorosis is what? Chlorosis is decolorization of plant leaves. When this is happening, decolorization, when you are exposing your plants, okay, when the plants are exposed for a very longer time to sulfur dioxide. Okay, sulfur dioxide, how it is released, we have seen. So from various sources, sulfur dioxide gas is released. So these are the effects. So next is fading of leather, fabrics and paper. So these are the certain effects of oxides of sulfur. So these are the effects which cause on humans, plants and animals. Okay, so next, oxides of carbon. So which are the oxides of carbon? One is carbon monoxide, another is carbon dioxide, right? One is carbon monoxide, another is carbon dioxide. So carbon monoxide, this is also a harmful pollutant. Okay, this is a harmful pollutant. Then carbon dioxide, this is harmful when it is in large amount. So whenever the carbon dioxide is present in large amount, then it is very harmful. So first we'll see the carbon monoxide. Okay, carbon monoxide. So the source, so this is colorless, odorless, tasteless, non-irritating. So this is non-irritating, and this is highly toxic. So this is highly toxic. So how this carbon monoxide is produced? It is produced by incomplete combustion. What do you mean by combustion? When you are heating, or when your substance is been completely what it has been reacted with oxygen, right? Combustion, it occurs in the presence of oxygen. Okay, you're heating, you're supplying the energy, you're supplying the heat in the presence of oxygen is combustion. Incomplete combustion means what? It is insufficient oxygen. When there is insufficient oxygen, okay, insufficient oxygen is there, then it leads to incomplete combustion. So what is the source? So it is produced by incomplete combustion of fuels. For example, automobiles engine. Okay, automobile engine. So in from your engines, when the fuel is not completely okay, it is not completely heated, what will happen? It will undergo incomplete combustion. So from this source, carbon monoxide is formed. Then industrial furnace. So from industries, okay, industry, then from cigarette smoke. So from cigarette smoke also carbon monoxide is released. So then forest fire, volcanic eruptions, marine algae, degradation of chlorophyll. So these are some of the sources for your carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide poisoning. Okay, why it is why carbon monoxide is said to be poisoned? Okay, so you know that it binds to hemoglobin. So carbon monoxide. So in the environment, what is a oxygen? So oxygen, when you inhale oxygen, so oxygen in our blood, what is present? Hemoglobin is present. So oxygen, it will bind with hemoglobin, and it forms oxyhemoglobin. Okay, if you are continuously inhaling oxygen. But in environment, if instead of oxygen, if carbon monoxide is present, okay, carbon monoxide is present. So if you're inhaling carbon monoxide, what it forms? Carbon monoxide, it will form it will bind with hemoglobin, and it forms carboxyhemoglobin instead of oxyhemoglobin. And this formation of carboxyhemoglobin is 300 times more stable than formation of oxyhemoglobin. Okay, so if there is more amount of carbon monoxide in the environment, and you are continuously inhaling it, so it forms what? Carboxyhemoglobin instead of oxyhemoglobin. And this complex carboxyhemoglobin is 300 times more stable than that of the oxyhemoglobin. Okay, and the concentration of, if the concentration of carboxyhemoglobin is 3 to 4%, okay, 3 to 4%, then the oxygen capacity, okay, the carrying capacity of the oxygen in the blood will be reduced. So the passing of oxygen will be reduced in the blood. So because of this, what will happen? So there will be irritation. So this oxygen deficiency, if carbon monoxide is continuously inhaled, and if there is a deficiency in oxygen, so it will result into headache. Okay, headache, then weak eyesight, then nervousness, and cardiovascular disorders. Okay, so these are some of the adverse effect on human body. So this is why it is carbon monoxide is poisonous. Okay, then if pregnant women, so if pregnant women they inhale carbon monoxide, so it will increase so increased carbon monoxide concentration, it will result into premature birth, deformed babies, spontaneous abortions. Okay, so these are the adverse effects on pregnant women if they inhale, or if there is increased carbon monoxide concentration. Okay, so we'll see some of the questions. So dinitrogen and dry oxygen are main constituents of air, but these do not react with each other to form oxides of nitrogen because. Yes. Yes, dinitrogen and dioxygen are main constituents of air, but these do not react with each other to form oxides of nitrogen because A. Okay, the reaction is endothermic and they require very
Requires
high
very high
temperature.
temperature.
So this is the correct answer. Which of the following is a biodegradable pollutant? Yes, which of the following is a biodegradable pollutant?
Pollutant. B, ma'am. Sewage.
Option B, ma'am.
Option B.
Yes, sewage. Right? Correct answer is sewage B. Oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are important pollutant of.
Option B. Option B. Option B, ma'am.
Here, ma'am.
Yes. These are the gaseous pollutant, right? So next, so oxides of carbon like carbon monoxide, okay, carbon monoxide, oxide of nitrogen like NO2, oxide of sulfur like SO2, and hydrocarbons are important oxide causing air pollution. So they cause in the order of. So these are the various oxides which cause the air pollution. So next we'll see greenhouse effect. Okay. So next we'll see the greenhouse effect. So you know about 75% of the solar energy. Okay, the solar energy which is there, which is released from the sun, right? So this about 75% of the solar energy which is reaching the earth is absorbed by this earth surface. Right, you know that the solar energy which is released, okay, it is absorbed by the earth surface, which increases its temperature. So the rest of the heat, it radiates back, okay, to the atmosphere. So this some of the gas which is trapped by the gases also. So there are some of the gases which are present in the atmosphere. So these gases also trap these energy. Okay, so, gases such as carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, water vapor, methane. Okay, as CFCs are present, that is chlorofluorocarbons. So what they will do? So they add to the heating of the atmosphere, and thus what it will happen. So this occurs into global warming, or it is called as greenhouse effect. So you know, in most of the cold places, okay, in some of the cold regions, what is done? This plantation or vegetables, they are grown in a greenhouse, right? So there is a greenhouse means what? Like a glass house is there. So in the glass house, what is done? Most of the vegetation is cultivated. That is, green crops are cultivated. So why it is used there? Why the cold places they are kept like that? So here, what is happening here? Because that green thin, okay, the thin layer or the thin sheet of glass, what it is doing? It is protecting the plants for direct heat. Okay, from the direct heat, what will happen? Whatever the it will absorb. Okay, whatever the harmful sources are there, like UV radiation, IR radiation, they are absorbed by the thin glass surface, and which whatever is required in small quantity or in this quantity, it is transferred, or it is been passed to the crops, right? So here also, so we are also surrounded, right? So as the plants in that condition is surrounded by a thin layer, so here also we are not surrounded by glass, right? We, the human beings in the earth system, we are also not surrounded by any thin glass or anything, but there is a blanket, right? So there is a blanket of air which is called as atmosphere. So which has kept the temperature on earth constant for many centuries, right? So for many centuries together, the temperature of this earth has been kept constant. Why? Because of a thin layer of blanket called as the atmosphere. So but you know, as the years are passing, this there are adverse conditions or adverse effect going on temperature, right? So what is happening? So the glass in the greenhouse, so as the glass in the greenhouse holds the sun's warmth, right? You know, as in the glass house, what will happen? The glass, what it will do, as it will hold the warmth inside, the atmosphere will also trap the sun's heat which is near to the earth's surface, okay, and it keeps it warm. So this is also a natural greenhouse effect. So this is a natural greenhouse. So as the glass in the greenhouse, it will keep the harmful radiations are absorbed, and only it will keep the plantation warm. So same our atmosphere also, it will have so it will also protect us from the harmful radiation. Okay, and how much is required, that much warmth only is they'll give. But as you are seeing nowadays condition, okay, the thin layer is getting depleted. Okay, so that is the ozone layer. So ozone layer is getting depleted, and we are facing more of heat. Okay, so this global warming is increasing more and more nowadays. Okay, so this is so what happens without these gases? So there are some gases also, right? So these gases which are there, so which are the gases in the atmosphere? So that is water vapor. So remember this, very important. So which are the greenhouse gases? So that is water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, CFCs. Okay, so these, what they will do, they will trap the energy from the sun. So without these gases, what will happen if there are no gases? Heat would escape back into space, and Earth's average temperature would be minus 18 degrees Celsius. So because of this presence of these gases, the most of the gas has been absorbed. Okay. If there would not such gases, then the heat would escape back into the space, and Earth's average temperature would be minus 18 degrees Celsius. So because of how they warm our world, these gases are referred to as greenhouse gases. Okay. Next is acid rain. So we know our normal rain. So normal rainwater has a pH of 5.6, right? Due to the presence of H plus ion, which is formed by the reaction of rainwater with carbon dioxide. So this normal rainwater, what is the pH? It is 5.6. Okay, why? Because there is presence of H plus ions, and they will react with the rainwater with the carbon dioxide. Now, if what do you mean by acid rain now? So when the pH of this rainwater will drop to 5.6, okay, below 5.6, if the pH of this rainwater, it drops below 5.6, then it is said to be a acid rain. So this acid rain means what? It refers means from the acid. Okay, the acid from the atmosphere, what happens? It get deposited on the earth surface. So from the atmosphere, whatever the acid is released, so it get deposited on the earth surface. So the oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, which are acidic in nature, so even they are blown along with the wind. Okay, some solid particles in the atmosphere, so these all get settled down, and in the ground, or as a dry deposition, or as a wet deposition in the form of water, okay, fog and snow. So this is nothing but your acid rain. So whenever the pH is falling below 5.6, below normal rain pH is up to 5.6. If the pH of the this what rain is below 5.6, then it results into acid rain. Okay, so this is acid rain. So so this is the, okay, so from solar radiation, okay, then water, this sulfur dioxide, these all gets and it results into sulfur dioxide, right, from the air. So from the water, okay, from the in your troposphere, there will be water vapors. So whatever the harmful gases are released, that is sulfur dioxide, the oxides of sulfur, and oxides of nitrogen, right? So these are released, so that gets what? They will get combined with the water, okay, and they will form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. So because of this, there will be increase in the acidic pH. Okay, so and thus it results into acid rain. So these are the different causes of acid rain. So these are the various reaction. Okay, these are the various reaction which occurs when acid rain occurs. Okay, so next question we'll see. Taj Mahal is threatened by pollution from. Taj Mahal is threatened by pollution from.
Option
B, ma'am.
Yes, option B, sulfur dioxide. Right. So which of the following gases is not a greenhouse gas?
Option D, ma'am.
Option D.
B, ma'am.
Water vapor is a part of greenhouse. Water vapor, methane, O3, these are all the part of carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. Carbon monoxide is not a greenhouse gas. Okay, so it is A. A is the answer. Water vapor is a greenhouse gas. It is a part of the greenhouse. Acid rains are produced by. Acid rains are produced by. Acid rains are produced by
Option A, ma'am.
A. Excess NO2 and SO2 from burning fossil combined with the rain and it forms the acid rain. Okay, so excess amount of release of burning of fossil fuels, right? SO2, NO2 and SO2. It is A. So, so next is water pollution. What do you mean by water pollution? So pollutants which will affect the water, right? Whatever the water. So now in day-to-day life, so by washing, so how we are polluting the water by throwing the waste, by washing our clothes, right? Whatever the waste from the home, so we are directly some of them they directly throw them in the water. Okay, the sewage, then the industrial waste, some of the nuclear waste. So these are the some of the pesticides. Okay, some pesticides. So these all will pollute fertilizers which are added to the soil. So these all pollute the water. So this what are the causes? We'll see. So there are three sources. First is biological agent, second is chemical agent, third is physical agents. So biological agents, so bacterial, parasitic fungi, then human sewage, plant and animal waste. So these so from biological agents, so like bacterial, okay, parasitic fungi, okay, then human sewage. So these are some of the agents of polluting the water. Okay, so that is in biological conditions. That is, next is chemical agents. So minerals, organic chemicals, then salts, lead, mercury, acids. So these are metals, right? Oil, grease, plastics, waste from laboratories. So these are chemicals. So these are chemical agents which are released from different industries. Okay, manufacture units. So these are the chemical agents. Then physical agents are nothing but the solid particulates. Okay, solid particulates. So these three agents, they cause the water pollution. So these are the agents which are causing the water pollution. So they are biological agents. They are classified into biological, chemical and physical. So water pollution is what? Contamination of water, making it harmful to animal or plant or marine health and unfit for domestic, agriculture and industrial use. So what is water pollution? Contamination of water. Okay, and making it very harmful because when it is contaminated, okay, by some biological waste, industrial waste, then it will be not used for human being also, animal also, for plant also. Plant also cannot produce their own food. Okay, so and the marine health. Okay, so whatever the plant or aquatic life is present in the marine, so that is in the seas. Okay, so they will also okay, so marine life also will die. So there will be adverse effect on animal, plant, marine life. So and also for agriculture purpose. Okay, for this water will be unfit for agriculture as well as for industrial use. So contamination of water is nothing but your water pollution. So what are the effects of water pollution? So biological agents, okay, then chemical agents and physical agents. Biological agent, decaying of organic matters, then industrial wastes, oil pollutants, paper mills, food, natural land runoff, waste from slaughterhouse. Okay, so biological. So these all, so if some biological wastes are there, so they will undergo decay. Okay, by self degradation. That is because of the presence of some bacteria, fungi, okay, they will undergo decay of the organic matter. Okay, so if the industrial wastes are there, so these all will affect your water pollution. Then in chemical agents like radioactivity, so for whenever you do some radioactivity, okay, in industry, so some active waste, so the what will it will cause? It will cause genetic disorder, and it will also cause cancer. So whenever such radioactive waste are there in any of your water source, so if you drink such water, what it will cause? It will cause some genetic disorder and also cancer. Then from agriculture, right? Most of the agriculture, what they do, they will continuously pass the water. So runoffs from the agriculture, minimum power plants, organic and mineral solids, heavy metals, aquatic animals face problem in breathing. So these are the three sources from which there will be adverse effect of water pollution, right? The aquatic life also will be so facing a very big problem, okay, because of this adverse effects. Okay, then what is BOD is nothing but biological oxygen demand. So it is the amount of organic matter in water, okay, in water which is water, pure water. Okay, so you are calculating the amount of oxygen in biological oxygen demand. So that the biological oxygen demand, whenever you are calculating the amount of oxygen in the organic matter, it should be less than 5 ppm. Okay, so this is the effects of water pollution. Next is gas released during Bhopal gas tragedy was. Which was a gas which was released during the Bhopal gas tragedy?
Ma'am, option B.
Of option B, methyl
Option B,
isocyanate.
ma'am.
Yes, correct. Methyl isocyanate. So methyl isocyanate was a gas which was released during Bhopal gas tragedy. Then carbon monoxide emitted by automobiles prevents transport of oxygen in the body due to carbon monoxide emitted by automobile prevents transport of oxygen in the body due to
Option A, ma'am.
how it prevents carbon monoxide emitted by the automobiles prevents transport of oxygen in the this due to if there is transfer of oxygen in the body. Okay, if you want to prevent the carbon monoxide, okay, so what it should do, oxygen should form a stable compound with hemoglobin, right? So to prevent that is the carbon monoxide, to prevent its transfer, okay, what it is D. The answer is D. So prevention reaction between oxygen and hemoglobin, no, it should prevent. Okay, how you can prevent? By forming a stable complex, that is oxygen. It should form a stable compound with the hemoglobin. So the answer is D. So it should form a stable compound. So to prevent the carbon monoxide to form the complex, so oxygen should form a stable compound with hemoglobin. The correct answer is D. Most hazardous metal pollutant of automobile exhaust is? Which is the most hazardous metal pollutant? It is lead. Okay, correct answer is lead. Correct. Photochemical smog always contains. Yes, what do you mean by photochemical smog? Smog is nothing but smoke and fog. Okay, smoke and fog together is called to be a photochemical smog. So now this photochemical smog is made up of what? Smoke and fog. These are of two types. First is classical. What you have to remember, two types. They are classical smog and chemical smog. Classical smog, they occur where? In the cold, humid region. Okay, they are occurring in the cold, humid region. And photochemical smog, they occur in warm, dry, and sunny climate. So photochemical, this answer is A. Okay, always contains O3, ozone. Okay, the correct answer is ozone, O3. A is the correct answer. PAN stands for. PAN stands for. Peroxyacetyl nitrile. Okay, peroxyacetyl nitrile. PAN stands for peroxyacetyl nitrile. Answer is D. Peroxyacetyl nitrile. So the answer is D. Peroxyacetyl nitrile. Just a second. Yes, the type of pollution caused by spraying of DDT is. So if you spray DDT, so what type of pollution is caused? If you spray DDT, okay, dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane, it will form air, water, and soil pollution. The correct answer is
D, ma'am.
D, ma'am.
yes. Correct option is D. Okay, so we'll go to the next. What is DDT among the following? So what it is a greenhouse gas, a fertilizer, biodegradable pollutant, or non-biodegradable pollutant. What it is?
D, ma'am.
It is
Option D, ma'am. Non-biodegradable
pollutant. Correct.
Option D, ma'am.
It is non-biodegradable pollutant. The uppermost region of the atmosphere is called
D, ma'am.
the uppermost region is exosphere. Okay, correct. D. The correct answer is D. The uppermost region. Which of the following is the coldest region of the atmosphere? Yes, we had seen this. It is B, mesosphere. Okay, it is mesosphere. We had seen this. It is mesosphere. Next, the region which is greatly affected by air pollution is the region which is greatly affected by air pollution is
Option C, ma'am.
A, ma'am. Option A, ma'am.
okay. It is A. The region containing water vapor is which region has water vapor? C. Okay, it is C, troposphere.
Option C.
Option C, ma'am.
Yes, high concentration of which of the following in atmosphere leads to stiffness of flower buds which eventually fall off from plants?
C, ma'am.
C, ma'am. Option C, ma'am. C, ma'am.
High concentration of which of the following in atmosphere leads to stiffness of flower buds which eventually fall off from the plants? It is
Option B, ma'am.
It is B. Okay,
C,
it is B. SO2. Why? Because of acid rain. So because of acid rain. So because of acid rain, so what happens? The flower bud, okay, the stiffness of the flower buds, it will eventually fall off from the plants. Which of the following is or are the hazardous pollutants present in the automobile exhaust gases?
Option
Which of
D.
the following are the hazardous pollutants present in automobile gases? It is carbon monoxide and oxides of nitrogen.
Option
Okay,
C,
so
ma'am.
it is C. Option C. Option C.
Option C, ma'am.
Okay. The gas emitted by supersonic jet planes that slowly depletes the concentration of ozone layer is. So the correct answer is
A, ma'am. I think.
Option A, ma'am.
B, ma'am.
B, ma'am. Option A, ma'am.
answer,
B, ma'am.
correct answer is nitrous oxide. Okay, it is nitrous oxide. So how the reaction will show? I'll just show you here. So NO plus O3. Okay, it will NO2 plus O2. Then this O2 in the presence of UV will give you what? It will form two nascent oxygen. Now this NO2 plus gives you NO plus O2. So it is option B. Okay. Carbon monoxide is harmful to man because why it is harmful?
Option B. D, ma'am.
It competes with O2 for hemoglobin, right? Carbon monoxide, it competes with oxygen for hemoglobin. The greenhouse effect is caused by
Option D, ma'am.
Ma'am.
A, ma'am.
A, ma'am.
A. Okay, carbon dioxide. Which is related to greenhouse effect? A. Farming of green plants, farming of vegetables in houses, global warming, or
Option C, ma'am.
biodegradability.
Option C, ma'am. Global warming.
C. Correct.
Option C, global warming.
Correct. Correct. Option C. Today the concentration of greenhouse gases is very high because of
All of the above, ma'am. Option D.
yes, because of
above,
use
ma'am.
of refrigerator, increased combustion of oils and coal, deforestation, all of the above. So it is D. The answer is D. The substance having the largest concentration in acid rain is a substance which is having largest concentration.
Option D, ma'am.
Option D, ma'am.
Acid rain is due to
Option C, ma'am.
yes, it is due to SO2 and NO2. Okay. So by this we have completed environmental chemistry. So we have solved almost many questions, okay, on this particular chapter. So please go on the important concept like acid rain, global warming, okay, deforestation. So these are some of the important topics. You just go through it and solve as many as questions. Again, if you have some questions, you just go through. Okay. Thank you. We'll meet in the next class.
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.